Hello everyone, this is Kanaka welcoming you all to Learn Online. As we all know, today will be our fourth session on data interpretation. People who haven't watched our previous three sessions, go back and watch those three sessions. The links for which have already been provided in the description below. As I've told you earlier, in today's session, we'll be solving previous year problems on line graph. The basics for which have already been cleared in first session. So now let us look at our first question for the day. What does it say? The chart below, the line chart given below shows the ratio of production to sales of two bike manufacturing firms. Which are those? Those are company 1 and company 2, represented by blue and orange lines respectively, for a period of 6 years, starting from 2011 to 2016. Now, they've also told us to assume if any year sales is more than production, then both the companies have sufficient stocks to meet such instances. So, when is the sales more than production? For example, for company 2, the ratio for production is to sales is greater than 1, meaning the sales are greater than production. In such cases, they're telling us that both the companies have sufficient stocks to meet such demands. So let us move on to the first sub question here. What does it say? Company 1 sold 20,000 bikes each year. So company 1 is selling 20,000 bikes each year from 2011 to 2016. And company 2 sold 10,000 bikes each year from 2011 to 2016. Now they're asking us to find the difference in average yearly production of company 1 and company 2. So what does this question mean? It means that company 1 sold 20,000 bikes each and every year. The sales of the company did not change. Similarly, even for company 2, it sold the same number of bikes each and every year. That is 10,000 bikes. The sales of company 2 as well did not change. Now, how do we find the average? We know the formula for average. Average is equals to sum of all observations divided by number of observations. Now, how do we get the sum of all observations? What sum do we want here? We need the production, sum of productions. So how do we get the production here? So let me take an example. Let me take company 1 here. Company 1 for the year 2011. What does the graph represent here? Graph represents the ratio of production to sales. That is P divided by S, where P represents production and S represents sales, which is equal to, for 2011, for company 1, production to sales ratio is 0.6. So 0.6. Now we know that sales is 20,000 for company 1 and it did not change throughout the year. So what will be my production? Production will be 0.6 into sales. That is 20,000. Similarly, if I want production for company 1 for the year 2012, how do I get this? I take the ratio from the graph. That is 0.9 into sales of that company. Sales is 20,000 for company 1. It remained constant. So if we start calculating this for each and every year, the calculations become very difficult. So what do I do here? I need to find the average. So I need sum of productions. That is P1 plus P2 plus P3. And we can observe that 20,000 is common throughout. So I'll directly take the sum of the ratios here. What is the sum of the ratios? For company 1, total production will be equal to sum of all productions. That is the ratio 0.6 plus 0.9 plus 0.7 plus 0.9 plus 1.3 plus 1.3. This is for 6 different years. Now, we know that for production, what we need to do? We need to multiply it with sales. To get production from the ratio, we need to multiply it with sales. Since 20,000 is common, I'm removing the common out. So I'll have to multiply it with 20,000. So now what will be my total production? My total production will be equal to 0.6 plus 0.9 gives me 1.5. 1.5 plus 0.7 gives me 2.2. 2.2 plus 0.9 gives me 3.1. 3.1 plus 2 gives me 5.1. 5.1 plus 6 gives 0.6 gives me 5.7. So total production will be 5.7 into 20,000. So what will this be equal to? 20 into 5.7 is 114. So three zeros as it is. I'll write down that. So this is total production, but what do we need? We need the average. What is average? Sum of all observations. That is total production divided by number of observations. Number of observation here is 6 different years. So divided by 6. So what do I get my average as? Average production for company 1 is equal to 616, remaining 5. 6 nines is 54 and 3 zeros as it is. So my average will be 19,000 for my company 1. Now I need to take the difference in average, meaning I need to find out the total production of company 2 as well. So how do I do? I follow the same step for company 2. What will be the total production for company 2? It will be equal to 0.8 plus 0.75 plus 0.4. 0.8 plus 0.75 plus 0.4 plus 1.3, 1.45, 1.1. 1.3 plus 1.45 plus 1.1. So now I need to multiply this with sales of company 2, which is 10,000. So what do I get? Total production of company 2 will be equal to 0.8 plus 0.4 gives me 1.2. 1.2 plus 1.3 gives me 2.5. 2.5 plus 1.1 gives me 3.6. 3.6 plus 1 gives me 4.6. 4.6 plus 0.4 gives me 5. 5 plus 0.05 gives me 5.05. 5.05 plus 7.5 is 5.8. So my total production of company 2 will be 5.8 into 10,000. So what will be the total production of company 2? It will be 5.8 into 10 gives me 58 and 3 zeros as it is. Now what do we need to find out? We need to find the average for company 2 as well. So what will be the average? 58,000 divided by, it is also calculated for the same 6 years. That is 58,000 divided by 6. So 6 1 times 6 9 times is 54. So remaining is 40. 6 6 6 36, again 4. 6 6 is 46, again 4. 6.66. This is recurring here. This 0.66 will be recurring. So what will be the difference between the average? The difference between average of company 1 and company 2 will be 19,000 minus 9,666.66. So how do we take the difference? Instead of subtracting, I'll add some number to this to make it 19,000. So what do I get? 333.34. If I add 333.34 to this, what do I get? This entire value becomes 10,000. 10,000 plus 9,000 gives me 19,000. So it will be 9,333.34. Do I have that in our options? Yes. Option D, 933.33. Since it is recurring, I've rounded it off to 2 decimals, or it can also be taken as 33333. So my final answer will be option D, 9,333.33. I hope you all have understood this problem. So shall we move on to the next problem? So what does it say? The production of company 1 in the year 2014. They're talking about 2014 and company 1 is 18,000. So it is 18,000. And sales of company 2. Here they're talking about production for company 1, and for company 2 it is about sales. So be careful, people. Don't take production for both the companies. For company 1 it is production, and for company 2 it is sales. In the year now they're talking about 2012 for company 2. So for company 2, we need to consider the year 2012. That is 15,000. So let me write down that data first. So what does this say? For company 1, production in the year 2014 is equal to 18,000. For company 2, sales in the year 2012 was equal to 15,000. So they're asking us to find the ratio of difference in sales and production of company 1 in the year 2014 and company 2 in the year 2012. So now I need to find the difference between production and sales for company 1 in the year 2014 is 2. I need to find the ratio. Again, here it will be a difference of production to sales in the year 2012 for company 2. Now, to find the difference, first I need to find sales for company 1 and production for company 2. So how do I find that? We know that production to sale ratio is given in the graph. So what is production to sale ratio for the year 2014 for company 1? Company 1 is blue line. For 2014, it is 0.9. So this is 0.9. And I know that production is 18,000 since they've mentioned that in the question. So 18,000 will be equal to my sales here going on to the other side and 0.9 coming down. What do I get? 0.920 times is 80. So what will be my sales? My sales would be 20,000 for company 1. Now what will be the difference between production and sales? Difference here is 20,000 minus 18,000. So what do I get? Difference for company 1 will be equal to 2,000. So I'll write that down. Is 2. What is the difference between production and sales for the year 2012 for company 2? Company 2, the production to sales ratio is 0.75. So if you people have watched our basic classes on ratios, you can directly tell that 0.75 can also be written as 3 divided by 4. So what is 3 by 4? Production to sales ratio. Now I know that sales is equal to 15,000. So if I replace this, what will I get my production as? Production will be equal to 3 by 4 into sales going on to the other side. And what is the value of sales? Sales for company 2 is 15,000 in the year 2012. So what will my production be for second company? My production will be equal to 3 into 15,000. That is 45,000 divided by 4. What is 45,000 divided by 4? For 1 times, for 11 times is 44. Remaining is 10. So for 2 times is 8. Remaining is 2. For 5 times is 20. 0. So 11,250 will be my production for company 2. So what will be the difference here? Difference will be 15,000 minus 11,250. What is 15,000 minus 11,250? If I add 750 to this, I'll get 12,000 plus 3,000 gives me 15,000. So 3,750 will be my difference for second company. So what will be the ratio? Ratio will be 2,000 is to 3,750. 0, 0 gets cancelled. Now what can I be using to cancel both 200 and 375? I know that 200 is divisible by 25. And if 200 is divisible by 25, 400 is also divisible by 25. So what is 375? 375 can be written as 400 minus 25, which means 375 is also divisible by 25. So if I divide this by 25, what do I get? 25 into 8 gives me 200 is 2. 25 into 16 gives me 400, but I need to go one term back because it is 375. So I'll be getting 8 is to 15. And do I have that in our options? Yes. Option A, 8 is to 15 will be my final answer. So let's move on to the next question. What do they say? The production of 2 companies in the year 2012 is 30,000. Not 2 companies, sorry. Production of company 2 is 30,000 in the year 2012. If the sales of the company 2 in the year 2013 remained same, Then what is the production in 2013? So what do we need to find out? We need to find out the production in the year 2013. So how do we find out the production in the year 2013? By finding out the sales in 2013. So now, how do we find the sales in 2013? We know that sales in 2013 is equal to sales in 2012. Now they have given the data, that is production in 2012 for company 2. Now, I'll take the ratio for production is to sales for the year 2012. What is the ratio? From the graph I can get the ratio as 0.75. I've already told you 0.75 can also be written as 3 by 4. That is equal to production to sales. What is production? 30,000 divided by sales. So 3 1 times, 3 10 times I'll get cancelled. So what will be the production sales here? Sales will be equal to 10,000 into 4. That is 40,000. For which year is this sales? This is for the year 2012. But then they've told that sales remain same for 2012 and 13. So this is same for 2012 as well as for 2013. Now from the graph, what is the ratio for production to sales in the year 2013? Production to sale is, for 2013, it is 0.4. So how can I write my 0.4 as? I can also write 0.4 as 4 divided by 10. Now I know the sales for 2013. It is 40,000. So it will be P divided by 40,000. Now what happens? 1010 gets cancelled. So 4,000 into 4 gives me the production for the year 2013. And that will be equal to 16,000. Do we have that in our options? Yes. Option B, 16,000 will be my. So let's quickly move on to the next question. As you have already got the idea of how to solve the problems here, let us try to eliminate as many steps as possible and try to find it in a shorter way. Now, what do they say? If the sales of company 1, they're talking about company 1 in the year 2015. The year 2015, sales for company 1 is 1.3, which is 50,000 units. Then what is the production? So we know that we get production by multiplying the ratio into sales, that is 50,000. I'm directly eliminating all the unnecessary steps here. So what will be my production? 50 into 1 gives me 50, 50 into 3 gives me 15. 50 plus 15 is 65 plus 3 zeros as it is. So what will be my production in the year 2015? It is option D, 65,000. So I hope all this is clear for you people. So let's move on to the next main question for you. What does it say? The line graph below shows the profit of a shopkeeper. This is a profit percentage. Profit in percentage for a shopkeeper in 6 consecutive years. They have given year 1 to year 6. So now they've told that profit percentage here. Profit percentage is equal to revenue minus expenditure, R minus E, divided by expenditure into 100. But then, is this the formula that we know? No. We know the formula for profit in terms of selling price and cost price. Now, what will be the profit percentage formula in terms of selling price and cost price? It will be selling price minus cost price divided by cost price into 100. Now, comparing these two, what can I tell? My selling price corresponds to the revenue here, meaning my selling price is equal to revenue. What is my cost price? Cost price is equal to expenditure. My cost price is equal to expenditure. So look at this, even in the denominator, I have my cost price as expenditure. So now, using this, I'll be solving this problem quickly. So how to solve that? If expenditure in the year Y2 is 40,000, they've given us the cost price. Cost price is 40,000 for the year 2. Y2 is year 2. We know that profit percentage is 25%. So now what are they asking us to find out? They're asking us to find out the revenue, that is selling price. So if you have already watched our basic videos on profit and loss, We know that selling price is equal to profit percent. That is, if profit is 125%, selling price will be 125% of cost price. So how can I write my 125% as? 125% can also be written as 5 by 4. And what is my cost price here? Cost price is 40,000. So if I cancel this, what do I get? 5 into 10,000, meaning my selling price will be equal to 50,000. So what is selling price? My revenue. My revenue is 50,000. So do I have that in our options? Yes. Option A, 50,000 will be my final answer. For people who haven't understood this problem, let me explain this to you once again. What is happening here? They've given us the profit percentage formula here. So I've written it down. What is profit percentage that is given to us? It is revenue minus expenditure divided by expenditure into 100. So now, but then what is the formula that we have already learned? We have learned that profit percentage is equal to selling price minus cost price divided by cost price. So I've written that formula as well. Next, what's happening? Look at this. I'll compare these two formulas here. I'm comparing these two formulas. If I compare this, in place of revenue, what do I have? I have selling price. So I've written revenue is equal to selling price. Now in place of expenditure, look at it in the numerator as well as denominator. I have cost price in place of expenditure. So I've taken expenditure as cost price. So now I'm reading the question here. What do they say? The expenditure is Y2. As I told you, expenditure is corresponds to cost price. So my cost price will be equal to 40,000. Then they're asking us to find the revenue, meaning they're asking us to find the selling price. So how do we find the selling price? We know that profit percentage is 25% in the year Y2. So profit percentage is 25%. Now from our percentage basic videos, you'll have already known that selling price, if profit is 25%, selling price will be equal to 125% of my cost price. Now what am I doing here? I'm substituting the values for this. So what can I write 125% as? I can also write 125% as 5 by 4 in terms of ratios. So why is that so? Look at this. 125% meaning 125 divided by 100. 25 5 times is 125. 25 4 times is 100. So isn't this the same ratio that I've written down here? So if you know this shortcut, you can be saving at least 10 to 15 seconds in each and every problem. So if I write it as 5 by 4 into what's my cost price here? Cost price here is 40,000. So if I take this as 40,000, so what will be my selling price? Selling price will be equal to 50,000. So what do you mean by selling price? Selling price means it is equal to revenue. So they're asking us to find the revenue. So we have already got the revenue, that is 50,000. So 50,000 will be my final answer. So let's move on to the next question. What are they telling? If the revenue in the year Y5, so fifth year, what is the profit percentage here? Profit percentage is 20%. So I'll quickly write it down. Profit percentage is 20%. And they're telling the revenue. What does it correspond to revenue? Revenue meaning selling price. That is 96,000. Now they're asking us to find the expenditure. What is expenditure? Expenditure is nothing but cost price. So I know my profit percent as 20%. How can I write my selling price as? Selling price will be equal to 120%. 120% can also be written as 6 divided by 5. 6 by 5 into cost price. Now I don't know the value of cost price, but I know the value of selling price. So if I replace this, what do I get? 96,000 will be equal to 6 by 5 into cost price. Now if I simplify this, what do I get? 6 ones, 6 16s is 96. 16,000 into 5 will give me cost price. What is 16,000 into 5? 16 into 5 gives me 80. So what is my cost price? My cost price will be equal to 80,000 here. So do I have that in our options? Yes. Option B, 80,000 will be my final answer. So let's move on to the next sub question here. What does it say? Expenditure of Y1 and Y4 is equal to 40,000 and 60,000 respectively. So they've given us for two different years, that is first year and fourth year. So I'll take it down separately. Expenditure meaning cost price. Expenditure meaning cost price. That is equal to 40,000 for first year, and for fourth year it is 60,000. Now from the graph, we know that for first year, profit percentage is equal to 20%. For fourth year, profit percentage is 12%. So now they're asking us to find the total profit. So how do we find the total profit? We know that profit is equal to 20% of what? 20% of cost price. 20% of cost price. So what is 20% of cost price? 20 divided by 100. That can also be written as 1 by 5. So this will be 1 by 5 into 40,000. Similarly, what can I write my 12% as? 12% can also be written as 12 divided by 100 into 60,000. So now 5 ones, 5 eights. So profit in the first year was 8,000. So now if I simplify this, what do I get? 2 zeros gets cancelled. So 12 into 6 gives me 72 and 2 zeros as it is. So profit in the second year was 7,200. What is total profit? Total profit will be equal to profit 1 plus profit 2, which is equal to 8,000 plus 7,200. What is 8,000 plus 7,200? It is 15,200. So do I have that in our options? Yes, option C, 15,200 will be my final answer. So now let's move on to the next sub question here. What are they asking? What are they telling us? The expenditure Y3 and Y6, that is for two different years. So I'll write it down. For third year and sixth year, the expenditures meaning cost price. Cost price is equal to 1 lakh. And for the sixth year, it is 2 lakhs. So cost price for sixth year and this is cost price for third year. That is 2 lakhs. Now they're telling that they're asking us to find the average revenue. What is revenue? Revenue meaning selling price for both these years. So what is average? Sum of both the observations. What is with sum of selling prices, or that is revenue. Selling price for third year plus selling price for sixth year divided by 2. So now, how do we find out the selling price? We know that if the profit is given, we can easily find out the selling price. What is the profit percentage for third year? Third year profit percentage is 10%. So I can write my selling price as 110% of cost price. That is 110% of cost price. What is cost price? 1 lakh. Similarly, for sixth year, what is the profit percentage? Sixth year profit percentage is 18%. So what will be selling price? Selling price for sixth year will be 118% of 20,000. Sorry, 2 lakhs. Now, so if I simplify this, what do I get? Percentage and 2 zeros gets cancelled. So what will I be left out with? 11 and 4 zeros. Meaning it is 1,10,000 will be the selling price for third year. What will be the selling price for sixth year? Selling price for sixth year is percentage 2 zeros gets cancelled. 118 into 2 gives me 236. 236 plus 3 zeros as it is, meaning it is 2,36,000. Now what will be the average? Average will be sum of both of these, that is 2 lakhs 36 plus 1,10,000, that is nothing but 3 lakhs 46,000 divided by 2. What is 3,46,000 divided by 2? 3,46,000. 2 ones, 2 17s is 34. Remaining is 3. So 236, 3 zeros. So what will be the answer? 1,73,000 will be my final answer. And do I have that in our options? Yes. Option D, 1,73,000 will be my final answer. So then, now let's move on to the next main question. I hope you all understood all the problems that we have solved till now. If you have any doubts, please feel free to comment that in the comment section. Now, what have they given here? This graph, line graph here, represents the ratio of production and sales. It is same as my first problem here. No, sorry, the heading is not changed. The heading is not production and sales. What is it? The following graph represents the number of voters here. This is number of voters in lakhs. So one value, this 5 meaning it is 5 lakh voters, 10 meaning it is 10 lakh voters, which who are participating in election campaign from 6 different cities. Which are those cities? MNOP. Till are these 6 different cities. So now let us look at our first question. If you people have observed here, I'm not finding out characteristics of any of the graphs. Why is that? Because in every graph, they've already given us the values here. If you observe every graph here, we have already given the values directly. That's the reason I'm not using the or finding the characteristics of this graph. So if you find a situation where they're not given the values here, if you find out the characteristics first, it will be very easy for you people. Now let us look at our first sub question here. What are they telling? What is the approximate average number? They're asking us to find the approximate average number of voters participating in election campaign from all the cities together. So now we need to find out the first, we need to find out the sum of all the people participating in election campaign for the year 2016. 2016 is represented by a blue line here. So what is the total number of people participating in the election in the year 2016? It is 27.5. So I'll write it down here. For the year 2016, it is equal to 27.5. It is the same in the city N as well. It is 27.5 once again. What about city O? City O is 22.5. Plus, sorry, it is 30. For 2016, it is 30. I made a mistake here. I apologize for that. It is 30 and not 22.5. So it is 30 here. Plus, city P is 32.5. Plus, city Q is 22.5. City R is 35. So each one value corresponds to 1 lakh. So I need to multiply it with 1 lakh here. So now, if I simplify this, what do I get? The total number of people who have participated in election campaign will be equal to 27.5 plus 27.5 gives me 55. 55 plus 30 gives me 85. 80 plus 5 plus 5, 90. 90 plus 30 is 120. 120 plus 30 gives me 150. 152.5 plus 2.5 gives me 155. 155 plus 20 gives me 175. This is the total number of voters who participated in election campaign in the year 2016. But they're asking us to find the average. What is average? 175 into 1 lakh. This is 1 lakh here. So divided by for how many different cities? It is for 6 different cities. Now if I cancel this out, what do I get? 6 1 times, 6 2 times. So what will be remaining? 5. So 6 9s is 54. Remaining is 1. So 29.1. What will be remaining? 4. 40, meaning 6. 6 is 36. Now once again, 6 will be recurring here. So into 1 lakh, what will be my answer? The average number of people who participated in election campaign in all the different cities for 2016 will be 2,91,666 will be the approximate value. 6 year will be recurring. So let's move on to the next question here. What are they asking? The number of voters participating in the election campaign from city N in the year 2017. City N in the year 2017 is 30 lakh people. Is approximately what percentage of number of voters participating in election campaign from city O in the same year? City O in the same year is 22.5. So since both are lakhs and we are taking percentages, we can directly neglect lakhs. So I can directly take it as 30 is the number of voters participating in election campaign from city N in the year 2017. Since we are comparing it to the city O will be my denominator, that is 22.5. Or I can also write it as 225 into, I can multiply the numerator by 10 because I'm eliminating the decimal point here, into 100 because we need to find the percentage. So what do I get? 225. So 25 into 5 times is 225. 25 into 4 times is 100. Sorry, 25 into 9 times is 225. It's not 5. 25 into 9 times is 225. 25 4 times is 100. So now, what do I get? 3 3s is 9. 3 times is 30. Now I'll be getting this as 400 divided by 3. What is 400 divided by 3? 3 1s 3, remaining 10. 3 3 is 9. So what will be the remaining? Again 1. So 133.333 percentage. Since they've asked us to find the approximate value, what will be the answer? The answer will be option D, 133%. So now let's move on to our next sub question here. What are they asking? What is the ratio of number of voters participating in election campaign from cities M, N, and O together? Meaning we need to take participants from city M plus participants from city N plus participants from city O. And we need to take the ratio, that is to number of voters participating in the election campaign from city P, Q, and R together. That is P plus Q plus R. And all this is for the year 2017. So we'll neglect all the values of this blue graph because it is for 2016 and we need only 2017. So what is the values that we have? From city N, 32.5 lakh people participated in the election campaign. So it is 32.5 plus from city N it was 30 lakh people. From city O it was 22.5 lakh people. Since it is the ratio, I'm eliminating lakhs directly. I'm not taking it into consideration. Now from city P, what is the number of people who participated in the election campaign? It is 27.5. From city Q, what is the number of people who participated? It is 30 once again. Plus from city R, it is 32.5 lakh people. So now if I add all this, what do I get? 32.5 plus 0.5 gives me 33. 33 plus 2 gives me 35. 35 plus 20 gives me 55. 55 plus 30 gives me 85. Is to 27.5 plus 2.5 gives me 30. 30 plus 30 gives me 60. 60 plus 30 gives me 90. So 85 is to 90 will be my ratio. But then do I have that in our options? No. So I can further simplify this. How can I do that? 5 17 times is 85. What about 90? 5 18 times is 90. So do I have that in our options? Yes. Option C, 17 is to 18 will be my final answer. So let's move on to the next sub question, which is the last question for the day today. What are they asking? The number of voters participating in election campaign from city Q in the year 2017. So once again, it is based on percentage. Is what percent of total number of voters participating in the election campaign from all the cities. Now we need to take the number of voters participating from all the cities from the same year in that year, meaning for 2017. So how do we easily solve this? We have already taken down the ratios here. For Q, how many people participated? 30 lakh people. So I'll directly take that. So what will be the total number of people who participated in elections in the year 2017? It will be 85 plus 90 lakhs. What is 85 plus 90? It is nothing but 175 lakhs. And into 100. So now, if I simplify this, what do I get? 5 6 is 30. 5 3 is 15. Remaining 25. 5 5 is 25. So once again, 7 5 is or 5 7 is 35. 5 2 is 10. So what is 20 into 6? 20 into 6 is 120. So 120 divided by 7. What is 120 divided by 7? 7 1s is 7. So what is the remaining? If I subtract 7 from 12, what do I get? I'll be remaining with 5. So 7 7s is 49. 17 point. So they're asking us to find rounded off up to 2 digits. So I need to find 2 digits after my decimal. So what am I left out with? I'm left out with 10. So 17.1. So I'm using a decimal and taking 10 here. So 7 1s is 7. What is remaining? 3. So 7 4s is 28. So it is 17.14%. And do we have that in our options? Yes. Option C, 17.14% will be my final answer. I hope everything that I've taught to you today is clear for you people. If you have any doubts, please feel free to comment in our comment section. So we'll get back to you regarding your doubts. So that's all from me for today. Thank you.